Section 1. The Enduring Enigma. Why we still hunt for Satoshi. Nakamoto is the name on the first Bitcoin paper. It is a name that represents one of the greatest mysteries in modern technology. The name may belong to a single person. It could also be a pseudonym for a group of people. To this day, the real identity behind Satoshi Nakamoto is completely unknown. This mystery matters deeply. Satoshi did not just invent a new kind of digital money. Satoshi built the fundamental rules, the very architecture that people still use for Bitcoin today. The original white paper, the early code, established a new paradigm for trust-value decentralization. That paradigm has since sparked a global multi-trillion-dollar industry, leaving behind a legacy that's a technical marvel and a profound puzzle. The search for Satoshi has been a relentless pursuit for over a decade. Journalists, amateur sleuths, cryptocurrency enthusiasts have chased down countless leads and followed intricate trails of digital breadcrumbs. This global manhunt has produced many compelling stories and fascinating theories. A few specific names have surfaced again and again, becoming fixtures in the ongoing debate about Bitcoin's origins. Yet, despite all scrutiny, no definitive proof has ever tied any single person or group to Satoshi Nakamoto. Each theory is a complex tapestry, woven with suggestive facts, circumstantial evidence, and powerful counterarguments. The quest is not just about unmasking a person, it is about understanding the genesis of a technology that aims to reshape the world of finance. The stakes of this mystery are incredibly high. The facts will be presented first, followed by the claims and speculation that have grown around them. The identity of Satoshi holds significance far beyond mere curiosity or historical interest. The creator of Bitcoin set the initial parameters for the system, including its fixed supply of 21 million coins. Knowing who Satoshi is could reveal their ultimate intentions for the network, potentially settling years of bitter ideological debates within the Bitcoin community. Furthermore, Satoshi is believed to hold a massive cache of the earliest mined Bitcoins, a fortune worth tens of billions of dollars. The movement of those coins could send shockwaves through the market. The anonymity, therefore, preserves Bitcoin's decentralized nature, ensuring it is not beholden to the influence or control of a single founder. In the following sections, we will explore 4 of the most prominent candidates who have been suggested as the real Satoshi Nakamoto. We will examine the evidence for and against each person, treating each claim with the careful skepticism it deserves. This exploration will show how each theory is a mixture of tantalizing clues and significant doubts. We will look at Dorian Nakamoto, Craig Wright, Nick Szabo, Peter Todd, dissecting the arguments that have placed them at the center of this enduring technological whodunit. The journey into these theories reveals as much about our desire for answers as it does about the elusive creator themselves. Section 2. Dorian Nakamoto, a case of mistaken identity. In March 2014, the hunt for Satoshi seemed to reach a dramatic conclusion. A cover story in Newsweek magazine boldly declared that the creator of Bitcoin had been found. The article identified a Japanese-American man named Dorian Prentice Satoshi Nakamoto. The reporter presented a case built on circumstantial evidence. Dorian lived in Temple City, California. He was a physicist. He had worked on classified defense projects. He had worked for engineering firms. He held libertarian political views. He distrusted banks. These details created a compelling, if not conclusive, narrative. Dorian allegedly replied, "I am no longer involved in that, and I cannot discuss it. It's been turned over to other people." For many, this was a confession. The news spread like wildfire across the globe. The quiet, retired engineer was thrust into an intense and unwelcome international spotlight. His home was surrounded by reporters, and his personal life was laid bare. However, the entire case against Dorian Nakamoto quickly began to unravel. In a subsequent, formal interview, Dorian vehemently denied having any connection to Bitcoin. He explained that he had completely misunderstood the reporter's question. He believed the reporter was asking about his prior classified work, which he was indeed no longer involved with. He stated clearly that he had never even heard of Bitcoin until his son told him about it 3 weeks before the article was published. His denial was firm and consistent, and he expressed immense distress over the invasion of his privacy and the damage to his family's reputation. The broader cryptocurrency community rallied around Dorian. Many prominent figures found the evidence presented by Newsweek to be flimsy and irresponsible. They pointed out that there was no technical proof, no cryptographic signatures, no emails, no code linking Dorian to Satoshi's work. A fundraising campaign was started to help him with his legal fees and to offer an apology from the community. In the end, the consensus was clear. Dorian Nakamoto was almost certainly not the creator of Bitcoin. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of journalistic overreach and the powerful human desire to solve a mystery, even at the expense of an innocent person's peace. Section 3. Craig Wright, the self-proclaimed Satoshi. Unlike other candidates who have denied the association, Craig Wright, an Australian computer scientist and businessman, has repeatedly and publicly claimed that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. His claims first emerged in late 2015. Wired Gizmodo Wright attempted to substantiate his claim by presenting early blog posts, emails, technical documents. He told a detailed story of his motivations and academic influences. For a brief period, some prominent figures in the early Bitcoin community, such as Gavin Andresen, were tentatively convinced, lending his story a temporary air of credibility. However, the evidence presented by Craig Wright has been systematically and thoroughly debunked by numerous experts. A cryptographic signature he presented as proof was later shown to be a recycled signature from an old public Bitcoin transaction, not a new message signed with Satoshi's private key. Many of the documents he produced were found to contain digital anachronisms, fonts, metadata that did not exist at the time the documents were supposedly created. These technical failures severely undermined his credibility. Many well-known developers and researchers, including Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin, have publicly called Wright a fraud. His aggressive pursuit of his claim has also led him into numerous legal battles. He has sued individuals who have questioned his identity for libel, leading to protracted and costly court cases. The most definitive judgment on Wright's claim came in early 2024, after a lengthy and highly publicized trial in the High Court of Justice in London. The judge delivered a resounding verdict. Justice James Mellor ruled that the evidence was overwhelming that Craig Wright was not, in fact, Satoshi Nakamoto. He had lied extensively, he had engaged in forgery on a grand scale, and he had not invented Bitcoin. This legal ruling effectively closed the book on his claims for many observers. While Wright may continue to assert his identity as Satoshi, the technical and legal consensus is that his story is a fabrication, making him the most widely discredited of all the major candidates. Section 4. Nick Szabo, the intellectual predecessor. Among the most compelling and persistent theories is the one pointing to Nick Szabo, a brilliant computer scientist, legal scholar, cryptographer. Unlike Craig Wright, Szabo has consistently denied being Satoshi. The evidence linking him is entirely circumstantial, but it is also deeply substantive. Long before Bitcoin existed, in 1998, Szabo designed a system for a decentralized digital currency that he called BitGold. The architecture of BitGold is strikingly similar to that of Bitcoin. It included concepts like a chain of cryptographically linked blocks, proof of work to mint new currency, and a system to manage ownership without relying on a central authority. The parallels are so strong that many believe Bitcoin is simply a practical implementation of Szabo's earlier theoretical work. Linguistic analysis, a field known as stylometry, has been used to compare the writing styles of Satoshi Nakamoto and Nick Szabo. In 2014, a research team at Aston University conducted a detailed study of the Bitcoin white paper and compared it to the writings of Szabo and other potential candidates. They concluded that the similarities between Szabo's writing and Satoshi's were uncanny. Both writers exhibit a similar level of technical precision, a formal tone, and even use specific, uncommon phrases. Furthermore, Satoshi's white paper cites the work of economists like those from the Austrian school, who were also frequently referenced by Szabo in his own writings on digital currency and smart contracts. Despite this web of compelling connections, there is no direct, hard proof. Nick Szabo has been asked about it multiple times over the years and has always issued a clear denial. In a 2014 interview, he stated, "I'm not Satoshi, but I'm used to it." The evidence, while intellectually persuasive, remains circumstantial. There are no leaked emails, no code repositories, and no cryptographic keys that definitively link Szabo to the Bitcoin project. It is entirely possible that Satoshi was simply an admirer of Szabo's work and built upon his publicly available ideas. The creator of Bitcoin was clearly well-read in the history of cryptography and digital cash, and Szabo's BitGold was a seminal concept in that field. Of all the candidates, many researchers and longtime observers consider Nick Szabo to be the most plausible. The strength of the evidence lies not in a single gotcha moment, but in the deep alignment of his intellectual history, technical expertise, and writing style with that of Satoshi. He possessed the rare combination of skills in computer science, cryptography, and law that would have been necessary to design something as complex as Bitcoin. However, without a confession or a slip of a private key, the theory remains just that, a well-reasoned and highly respected theory, but not a proven fact. His candidacy represents the tantalizing possibility that the creator is hiding in plain sight. Section 5. Peter Todd. A more recent, controversial theory. A more recent and highly speculative theory emerged in 2024. A documentary filmmaker suggested that Peter Todd might be Satoshi Nakamoto. Peter Todd, a prominent software developer, applied cryptography consultant. Todd has been a significant figure in the Bitcoin space for many years, known for his deep technical contributions and his often contrarian views on the protocol's development. The case for Todd as Satoshi is built on a few key pillars. He possesses advanced technical skills in cryptography and software engineering that would have been required to create Bitcoin from scratch. His work has focused on improving Bitcoin's privacy, security. He has been an active contributor to technical discussions since the early days of the community. The documentary presented a series of circumstantial connections, attempting to link Todd's timeline and known associations to the activities of Satoshi. The filmmaker pointed to Todd's early involvement and his deep understanding of the core code as potential indicators. The argument suggests that Todd, like Satoshi, has a strong ideological commitment to decentralization and has demonstrated a similar level of expertise. The theory implies that Todd may have created Bitcoin and then adopted a new public persona to continue contributing without revealing his original identity. This would allow him to guide the project from within, a subtle and clever way to remain involved. However, this theory has been met with widespread skepticism and outright rejection from both Peter Todd himself and the broader Bitcoin community. Todd immediately and forcefully denied the claim, dismissing it as baseless speculation. He pointed out significant inconsistencies in the filmmaker's narrative and highlighted that his own publicly documented history does not align with Satoshi's known activities. Many in the community rushed to his defense, noting that the evidence presented in the documentary was thin, speculative, and relied more on creating a narrative than on presenting hard facts. The case for Todd lacks the intellectual depth of the Szabo theory or even the initial shock of the Dorian Nakamoto story. Compared to other theories, the case for Peter Todd is considered one of the weakest. There is no linguistic evidence, no trail of leaked documents, and no smoking gun to support the claim. It relies almost entirely on the observation that Todd is a highly skilled developer who was involved in Bitcoin. By that logic, dozens of other early contributors could also be considered candidates. The theory serves as a modern example of how the Satoshi mystery continues to inspire new speculation, but it also highlights the low bar of evidence that is sometimes used to make such a sensational claim. For the vast majority of observers, Peter Todd remains exactly what he appears to be, a talented and influential Bitcoin developer, but not its pseudonymous creator. Section 6. The We in the White Paper. Was Satoshi a group? Amidst the focus on individual candidates, a compelling alternative theory suggests that Satoshi Nakamoto was never a single person at all. Instead, the name could have been a pseudonym for a small, coordinated group of brilliant individuals. The primary piece of evidence for this theory comes directly from Satoshi's own writing. In the original Bitcoin white paper and in many early forum posts, the author frequently uses the pronoun we. For example, in one email, Satoshi wrote, "We have proposed a system for electronic transactions without relying on trust. While this could simply be the royal we or a formal academic convention, it could also be a literal reference to a collaborative effort by a team." The sheer breadth of expertise required to create Bitcoin lends significant weight to the group theory. Advanced cryptography, peer-to-peer network design, software engineering, economics, legal theory. While it is not impossible for one polymath to possess all these skills, it is perhaps more plausible that they were contributed by a team. A group of collaborators, perhaps from academia and the cypherpunk movement, could have pooled their knowledge to build the system. Many of the early contributors to the Bitcoin codebase, like Hal Finney, were in communication with each other, making a secret collaboration entirely feasible. A group identity would also provide a much better explanation for how Satoshi was able to maintain perfect anonymity for so many years. It is incredibly difficult for one person to completely erase their digital footprint and resist the temptation to reveal their secret, especially with a multi-billion-dollar fortune at stake. For a group, however, maintaining secrecy would be easier. The members could make a pact, and the responsibility for keeping the secret would be shared, reinforcing their collective discipline. If one member were to pass away or become unreachable, the others could continue to uphold the pact. Furthermore, there are subtle variations in Satoshi's known communications and coding style that some analysts have pointed to as evidence of multiple authors. For instance, the spelling of certain words alternates between British English and American English, and the timestamps of emails and code commits span different time zones, suggesting activity from people in different parts of the world. While these could also be intentional acts of misdirection by a single person, they are more simply explained by the involvement of a team. The idea that Satoshi was a group remains one of the most elegant and practical explanations for the creation of Bitcoin and the enduring silence of its creator. Section 7. The Untouched Fortune and the Unsolved Mystery. Beyond the question of identity, one of the most fascinating aspects is the colossal fortune he, she, or they are believed to control. In the early days of Bitcoin, when the network had very few participants, mining new blocks was relatively easy. The first miner on the network, presumed to be Satoshi, would have been able to accumulate a vast number of Bitcoins with minimal effort. Blockchain analysts have studied the patterns of early mining and have attempted to identify the blocks that were likely mined by Satoshi. Based on this analysis, it is estimated that addresses associated with Satoshi hold somewhere between 750,000 and 1.1 million Bitcoins. This massive stash of coins has, for the most part, remained completely untouched for over a decade. With Bitcoin's price reaching tens of thousands of dollars, this makes Satoshi's holdings worth tens of billions of dollars, placing the anonymous creator among the wealthiest individuals in the world. The fact that these coins have not been moved or sold adds another layer to the enigma. Why would someone create a revolutionary form of money and then leave such a life-altering fortune dormant? Perhaps Satoshi lost the private keys and can no longer access the funds. Or perhaps Satoshi is making a conscious choice not to move the coins. To properly evaluate the various claims about Satoshi's identity, it is crucial to look for direct cryptographic proof. In the world of Bitcoin, proof of ownership is established by signing a message with a private key. The only way for a candidate to definitively prove they are Satoshi is to use one of Satoshi's original private keys to sign a message. To date, no one, including Craig Wright, has been able to do this. Writing style, similar projects, leaked messages, circumstantial connections, they are interesting and can build a suggestive case, but they are not conclusive proof. Until such cryptographic evidence emerges, all claims remain speculative. In the end, after years of investigation and countless theories, the truth remains as hidden as ever. We have examined 4 prominent names: Dorian Nakamoto, Craig Wright, Nick Szabo, Peter Todd, and found that each theory is riddled with doubts, denials, or outright fraud. The possibility that Satoshi was a group is plausible, but it too remains unproven. All we know for sure is that a person or group named Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin white paper in 2008, worked on the code until 2010, and then vanished. The enduring mystery is now a fundamental part of Bitcoin's identity, a constant reminder of its decentralized origins. The story of Satoshi continues to shape the culture and future of the world's first cryptocurrency. Credit. This essay draws from reporting by Rakesh Sharma.